the last few weeks I have been putting together ideas for more YouTube videos. We're coming up towards the end of October, and if you've walked around any shops locally, you will know that we are already in the throes of Christmas retail. I personally think it's far too early. I don't want to even have to think about Christmas until the 1st of December. We haven't even got Halloween and bonfire out the way yet. But if you can't beat them, join them. So I have now been starting to put together some short YouTube videos and some shorts which are geared towards inspiration for Christmas gifting. I tend not to be a seasonal seller, although a lot of what I sell does make really good gifts, but I tend to get a trickle throughout the year because I cover birthdays and all sorts of other things as well. But I decided to give it a go this year because I'm not making as much at the moment. It's that time of year where it starts to get really cold. It's only 15 degrees in my flat here today. I'm quite cold and I don't do well with the cold, and it's really dull. We're getting a lot of rain. It's really dark and it doesn't do well for my creativity when it's really cold and it's really dark like that. But having this studio clear out, having this new piece of furniture and being able to clear some more space and have a clear out has made me a little bit more creative, or at least it's given me the enthusiasm to. And now I have more room. I've managed to move my little mini table over a bit more, so I have more room on my sewing table. So I'm thinking about making a few garments. When I was packing all the fabrics, taking them out of the suitcases and putting them into the drawer space, I was finding fabrics that I'd forgotten I even had, and I thought, ooh, I could do something really easy with that. There's a couple of tops I want to make, and I've got just the right size pieces of fabric for that, and they're simple to make, and it'll just get me back into it. So really this is the season of just powering through. Really, I tend not to make a lot of things in the winter just because it's not a great environment for me to be creative in. I like the sun coming in, I like having the windows open, the fresh air, the warmth, all that sort of thing. So I'm kind of trying, and I'm seesawing between being quite enthusiastic about making things and seeing ideas and thinking, oh, that'd be a great thing to have a go at, and just thinking I just want to get through winter and get back into spring again. It's really hard to sell right now. Consumer enthusiasm for spending is through the floor. It really is. My sales are right down, and I really don't know how to tackle that because a lot of people will be in the same situation as me, which is they don't have any disposable income. They're worried about putting their heating on. They're worried about can they afford enough food because prices are still really high. And I feel that encouraging people to spend money they don't have on things they don't need, it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm not buying anything that isn't essential. Why should I expect other people to? I have instead taken the pressure off myself by finding alternative work. I have other side hustles. I've looked into other things. I've found 2 new sources of income which are nothing to do with what I do here, because I feel like I just need to make enough money, and I don't really care how it happens as long as it's not ruining my work-life balance and still gives me the space to be creative when I can and when I want to be. So I found quite a nice balance with that at the moment. It's looking good for this year. I'm earning more money than I do at the business, and it's giving me a variation because I have to go out to other places to do the jobs. So it's getting me out of home rather than me being here all the time, being cold, and being frustrated about things. So that's been really advantageous, and I'm happy to go with that because these things have a habit of leading to other things, and I'm really just looking for something to help me coast through this cost of living crisis, and hoping that when people get a bit more buoyant again, that sales will just start coming in again. I can see when I look at my analytics online and my Etsy traffic and Pinterest and all that sort of thing, that consumer engagement is down, There are still people looking, and I still do get the odd sales, but I think they're much more considered sales than they used to be. I think people are being really careful, and good on them. I would rather they did that and they were careful with their money than just spending their money like crazy just to make me a few bucks. I just can't work like that. I'm not Amazon. It's just not me. So here I am today, just having a little play around. I might have a look at a few fabrics. There were a couple of things. There was something that I showed the other day on another video, which was this gorgeous red brick coloured ribbed fabric, which I've got enough to make the perfect box top out of. And I'll give you an idea of what a box top is. I'll have enough to make a top and have a bit over. It really is essentially just a box shaped top. You have it like a slash neckline, and then the box section drops into the sleeves, and then you have a seamed side here and a small seam at the top of the shoulder, and then you can either seam the entire shoulder or you can leave it like a keyhole, so you can seam it here and seam it at the bottom and have the middle section open. So I have this colour, and I'll just go and get the other fabric that I've got a small amount of, which will be perfect for this. Here it is. It's this gorgeous, like, royal blue. So I have this, which again has a really nice drape to it, and you can do the same top design but give it a bit more of a drop effect. I have some more somewhere, I think. Yeah, so I have two pieces, and again I might do the same thing. They're really simple to make. You can just overlock the edges in a matching and leave. You can either leave the seams overlock visible, or you can fold them back and seam them. But again, it's a really nice, this is a lovely drapey fabric. These are the fabrics that I make all my dresses and things out of. I made a dress out of this, and these are just the bits that are left. I was going to make coasters out of the leftovers, but this is perfect for a box top. So I think I should probably make a couple of tops out of that. That'll get me back into things. And then I should then do some more YouTube videos for Christmas gifting, see if that has any effect on traffic, because everything's an experiment right now. Look at the way these colours go together. It'd be great if I could do something with both of those. Yeah, so it's all a bit of a challenge at the moment. Never ends. Never ends. So now you can start to get an idea of how this top is going to look. Here are the sleeves. So we put the two corners of these sleeves together, and you can imagine that being like a keyhole if you so chose to, and then you would seam it from about here down, and then you'd have the side seam with your armhole. And this is a really nice simple design. These are great for, I mean, you can dress these up or down as much as you want. These tops are great for beach wear in hot climates, or you could really jazz these up with a ton of really blingy jewellery. Pair of leggings, like nice fit leggings and high heels, and you have got a really nice evening outfit. And they're really versatile because particularly with these a lot of the designs that I make, they're designed to fit whatever figure, really. So they're designed to just fit in all the right places. And a top like this, if you're perhaps slightly self-conscious about your middle or your waistline or your bust or anything, these tops will just fit really nicely. So you can start to get a feel for how that's going to look now once it's done. And that's really nice. Look at the way it moves. It's just so soft, and it hangs in really nice pleats. And this will easily fit up to well, this one will do a 14, and that's primarily because that's all the fabric I've got to work with. If I was making for a bigger size, obviously I would have more fabric, but that is generally how these work. What you could also do is completely enclose this sleeve. If you chose to instead, you could zip that up all the way, have it open to there, and again you've got a closed sleeve. So it really depends on, and particularly with older women who don't particularly like the underarm here, I mean, I'm starting to go that way, this kind of thing will just skim over the bits of you that maybe you're not quite as happy with as perhaps you used to be. So very often a lot of my designs are geared towards women who struggle to find clothes that fit. So a lot of my dresses are seam free, they have no waistlines, but they have tie belts, so you can put the waistlines where you want them, or if you don't want a waistline at all, you can have a straight, almost like a pinafore shaped dress. And with these tops, they're designed to just skim around all the bits that maybe you don't like, and if you really wanted to, you could tie belt this as well. It's entirely up to you. Lots of fun. So let's see how it looks when it's finished. And here we are. This is the main top finished. I've left all the seams overlocked. I've left the keyhole open so you can see how this looks. And you can adjust this to suit, so you could have this customised. You could have the neckline a bit tighter, or if you wanted one off the sleeve, you can have this seamed up. You can have the length shortened if you wanted. But yeah, here we are. We are finished, and it's light. It's perfect for holidays. As I say, you could dress this up. Nice bit of bling here, lots of bangles here. This would be a very smart evening top. And this is the sort of thing that I do. I like to make things which are more forgiving. I don't make very fitted things. I do have a waistline, believe it or not, but I'm very wide here, I'm very wide on the hips. I have a reasonable sized bust, and I'm of an age where I don't want to be running around in slinky little dresses. I feel too self-conscious, and you don't always want to be fussed with that. So this is beautiful, and you could do these any colours that you like. Lovely. There's your little cheeky bit of shoulder showing there. Works for me. and I will have this up in the store soon, and I am going to make one in this as well, so you can imagine this in the same effect. So I'll have those up in the store soon. Thank you for watching. I also meant to add that every garment gets its own label. This is my brand name and this is my brand label, and this goes on everything that I make. So don't forget to watch out for these.